All right. Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Monday. I'm Britt. I'm so excited to be doing this. And honestly, welcome to my very first video podcast. That sounds super strange. But essentially, we're going to be live streaming this to all of my different social media platforms. And then we're going to use it to upload as a podcast later in case you missed any of it. But I'm really glad you're here. Tonight, we're going to be talking with a super good friend of mine that's so awesome. And she has such an incredible story. But really, my mission with doing this is to try to help people really find easy ways to make their lives healthy again, right? It's gotten so complicated to be healthy, and honestly, I'm not here for it. It doesn't have to be super complicated. Anyone should be able to make these changes. And honestly, our guest tonight, Cindi, is one of those people that has made some simple changes, implemented some simple tools, and she's had really great success. So, before we welcome Cindi in, we're going to be talking about a few things tonight, but we're going to focus on weight loss. Cindi's weight loss transformation is really, really incredible. We're going to also talk about statin drugs, which is kind of a hot topic right now, and then also some tips and tricks on how to get and stay healthy. So, with that being said, I want to show you guys really quickly a video of Cindi and some of the incredible work that she's been doing. So, let's take a look at that.
If your body looks like this and your chin looks like that, you may be insulin resistant, like I have been for 20 plus years. And why is that important? It's important, guys, because it can cause so many different things: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, weight gain. Let's get off of that pharmaceutical train and do it the natural way. Follow me, guys. I am going to go live at 8 a.m. Central Time. I will be on live for around 2 hours. Join me.
All right. So Cindi is literally out there hitting pavement every single day, trying to get the word out about all of her best tips, tricks, and I'm really excited to share tonight with her. So let's go ahead and welcome Cindi to the stage. Hey,
Hello.
hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, could you see? Because I have you on my tablet and I was typing. Can you see any of that?
I think so. I think I can see you okay. I think everyone else can too. And
Okay,
hang out
good.
in the comments, what's going on? I can't see people's names in the comments, which is kind of strange, but we're still getting used to
That
this.
is strange because on my tablet I can. You might need to have both by you.
I feel like that's probably what next time we'll have to do.
See, I have my tablet and I can see who's talking right there.
Oh, that is so cool. That is a great idea. I should have done that. All right. Well, Cindi, thank you so much for being here. First of all, taking time out of your super busy schedule just to come on here and chat with me. I really appreciate you. But I wanted to say really quickly, your story is incredible, and I really want people to take a minute and listen to everything that's happened, for you and on your journey. But tell me really quickly why you agreed to come on here and chat with me.
Because I love you.
Love that. Love
And
that.
because it's important to get the word out about the feel great system, guys. If it wasn't for social media, we'd all still be taking pharmaceuticals and I would still be 131 pounds heavier than I am today.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And so start us off, okay? And I just have to say before we get into, the meat and potatoes here, Cindi has been the sweetest. Over the last 6 months, I've had so many things going on in my personal life, and Cindy's reached out like every single week. And I just have to say thank you, thank you, thank you, because it really, really meant a lot to me. You're just a really perfect, genuine human being, and I love that about you. Okay. I want to know first, okay, how much weight have you lost? And tell us a little bit about that process.
Oh, the process is long because I'm 66 years old. And, anybody that's been, that's one thing. Can you tell how many people are in the room?
Um, I can, but I'm not sure if it's on one platform or all of them. I think we have a few people right now. Yeah.
Okay, because I can't tell it all. That I'm just,
Don't
first
even
time, so
worry.
we'll talk
Yeah.
throughout it. Okay, so I started gaining weight the first time I had a child, and a lot of you women can relate to that. And I mean, I never had a weight problem until I started having kids. Doggone them guys. And it's like after that, I never could lose it, and it just kept gaining and
Yeah.
gaining. And like in 2009, I just said I had enough. I'm going to go get gastric bypass. And I did.
Yeah.
Lost 110 pounds on gastric bypass.
Wow.
3, 4 years down the road, I was gaining again. And I already gained that weight back and I was gaining again.
Stop it.
There's a reason for that. If you know anybody that's had gastric bypass,
No.
I'd say probably 90% of us gain it back.
That's so frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
that's so frustrating for me. Wow.
And the reason is because there's nothing in a gastric bypass that turns off the switch. Nothing tells you, Cindy, you're not hungry anymore. Quit freaking eating. Nothing.
Yep.
So, well, we'll get into that later, what we're doing now. But so I gained all that weight back. And then I started this. I found this on TikTok. God, TikTok saved my damn life.
Yeah, literally. And it's so funny with something like TikTok that it's, enables people to find information that they just could never have found before. And it's so different
Oh.
from other platforms. I just love it.
I do too. And so, because I don't watch lives and things on Facebook, never really even knew you could.
Right.
And, but TikTok, you go in and that's what's going on. And I
Yeah.
kept watching these people talk about this plant-based natural product. I'm like, what a bunch of crap is this?
And it almost makes it feel like more of a scam. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you don't know these people, you don't know what their deal is. And I feel like we are sold to so much that, anything else is just like, oh, it's another thing. It's another thing I'm going to have
That's
to.
all. That's all. They're looking for my money. I'm tired of giving it to them. I'm not doing it. I knew I wasn't going to do this.
Right.
Then they started talking about the money back guarantee, and then it started clicking. And I'm like, oh, well.
And that's so rare. That's so rare. But before we get into like every single thing that you have done and altered and changed, I want to ask you, what are some of the obstacles, for you and for other people to lose weight? Because I feel like weight loss, it's a new year, it's 2024, it's January. It's probably hit or miss on if you, started some kind of fitness or diet plan, or maybe you wanted to, but you didn't come through with it by the end of the month. And they say that actually the month of January is the month that people will start things and then fall off at all the same month.
I think the biggest thing with weight loss is you're always hungry. So
Yeah.
I don't care what diet I went on, whether it be Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, whether I was doing keto, all I thought about was food. I was just forcing myself not to eat it.
So
And
you
that
have
went away.
really strong food cravings then.
Oh my God. The cravings.
Okay.
If you can get rid of the cravings, imagine waking up in the morning and you're not hungry. The first thing you think of is not food.
That doesn't feel like that exists, but obviously.
Exactly.
And I feel like,
Exactly.
did you crave salty and sweet
Yes.
foods? Because
Yes.
that was my thing. It
Yes.
was very
Yes.
much.
Just keep going. Salty,
Yeah.
sweet food, whatever food. Carbohydrates are the worst.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The carb cravings are real and they're
gosh.
constant. And I feel like, the sugar rush and all of that, and it makes it really difficult to get healthy because we're constantly wanting what we are surrounded by, which right now is food everywhere. For the first time in history, we're just everywhere that you look, food.
Yeah. Sugar and carbs, they hit that receptor that make you feel good. Okay.
Mhm.
And, but no, not 10 minutes later, you feel like crap. Your stomach hurts, you get bloated.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's bad.
For sure. And, I always tell people all the time, like, you eat the Reese's cup and 30 minutes later you're hungry again. It's like, it makes you feel crazy. Okay. So tell me a little bit about, some of the things that you thought about weight loss before you actually started seeing results with what you're doing now. Are there things that you want people to know about being successful with their own weight loss journey?
Well, I've had so many people that have joined this with me. And the first thing they do is start acting like they're on a diet. I'm not on a diet. If I want to eat a Reese's cup, I do. Okay. Do I do it every day? No. But I am not
The
on a
mentality we should all
diet.
be having. If I want to eat the Reese's cup, I do. I love that. Okay.
And before, I felt like if I ate that one Reese's cup, that was it. The diet was out the damn window, and I'm going to eat the box.
Yeah, you have to wait till like the next Monday to get started again. Yeah.
And I would not. It would be a year of Mondays, and then maybe I would, maybe.
Right.
And so that's the biggest thing. And I've had so many people start this, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not hungry," so they don't eat but one meal a day, and then that meal is so small.
Yeah.
You're setting yourself up for failure. And I tell these, usually it's women, we're the worst
Right.
about that. And I said, start eating. Two meals, don't stop at that, and eat until you're full.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes all the difference in the world.
You
So
know,
I think that's the biggest miss, that the less you eat, the more you'll lose. That's not true.
and so, I know that one of the things that you've done, just like myself, has been fasting. How has that contributed to that mindset of like, the less you eat? And is it about a timing thing, or is it, really about the quality that you're eating?
Well, fasting in itself does so much for your body. If you could fast without something to help you not be hungry, man, I give you kudos. I see people that can do it. But even those people tell me they lose 30, 40, 50 pounds, and it stops.
Yeah. You would like plateau,
That's right.
right?
So there's things that this stuff does that keeps that fasting going. But fasting is not something this girl could do before. I
Yep.
mean, do you have that before picture of me nearby there?
Oh, I don't. Or hold on. Let me see if I can bring it back up. Can you
You
guys
know, I could find
see
it real
that?
quick.
There we go. I think there's one right there. Can you see that?
Yeah, I mean, that is really hot, right? If you guys think that woman could fast, you're wrong. She didn't fast for nothing. Her fast was like 10 minutes until she was finding something else to eat.
Here,
And, you know,
cravings
now
back.
I fast 16 to 20 hours every single day, and it's simple.
So, I think that's a big worry with fasting, right? People are like, well, how am I going to fast and not be starving, right? That was
Right.
my thing for months when I was trying just fasting before, this. I think that's a big problem with fasting, and there's the fasting kind of, trend that we're on right now. Okay. I wanted to ask you with the weight loss, because you had weight loss surgery, and then you started gaining all that weight back. When you found, the thing that you're doing now, tell us about the system. Tell us about how it's helped you with your journey.
I think the biggest thing is from day one, my appetite was gone. I got up in the morning that first day, and I got to tell you another thing. I bought this, okay? And I sat there and looked at it for a week and wouldn't even open it because I was so addicted to coffee. I just
Right.
didn't think I could live a day without that coffee first thing in the morning
Oh
with,
man.
with the third cup of half and half creamer,
Right. Yeah,
okay?
you put all the things in it and it's not coffee anymore, right?
So finally, I said, okay, the hell with it. I'm going to do it. I got up, I drank that Unamate, and that was the last day I craved that coffee. The craving was gone.
That's
And I
crazy.
could not believe
How
it.
long had you been addicted to coffee? I mean, how
Since I've been about 16, when my mom taught me to love coffee.
right, literally years and years, decades,
Right.
drinking coffee every single day, and then to now no more coffee.
Just stop. Yep.
And
No more
people feel
cravings.
really addicted to caffeine, especially coffee. You got to go to McDonald's, got to go to Starbucks, got to go to Dunkin' Donuts, got to get your coffee, or you have a fancy coffee machine. It's such a weird thing to think about, not having coffee anymore and actually feeling even better than you did when you were drinking the coffee.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is. And
Wow.
my husband, who started it when I did, he was a Diet Coke addict. Okay, 6 to 8 cans a day. Day
Stop
one,
it.
gone, totally gone. We haven't bought Diet Coke in a long, long time.
Wow. Wow. And the thing with soda is it can lead to so many different just things.
Yeah,
You just don't feel good. Like it's a hit of caffeine, but it's
yeah,
not It's just not the same. I can't explain it. And anyone that's drank, Unamate or yerba mate, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's just a very different experience in caffeine.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But
Chlorogenic acid is brain health, okay? Chlorogenic acid makes your brain work right. It lifts your mood, it lifts your energy level. Caffeine gives you a quick high and a quick crash, and that's it.
right. And that's kind of one of
Your
the
light just went real nice and bright, and then it went dim. What happened
oh,
there?
I don't know. Can you see me okay now?
Yeah, I could see you okay, but all of a sudden you got bright and looked real good, and then
Oh,
it went dim again.
yeah, I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I found this statistic and I want to get your take on it. A few different things here. So literally it says that 34% of us that are 20 and older are considered obese. That's a huge number, guys. That's millions and
Yeah.
millions of people. And then it went on to say in this article that 45 million people diet every single year. And that doesn't mean successful at dieting. That means trying these different diets. And we're spending billions, 40 to 60 billion dollars just in America alone.
Yep.
What are some of the diets that you have tried in the past, and how does that fit into what you're doing now?
The only one that would fit in, well, maybe all of them. You learn so much doing Weight Watchers. I'm not going to sit here and act like you don't, but I don't count crap anymore. I eat until I'm full. Okay, I don't count. I don't weigh anything. I eat what I want. I eat till I'm full. I do try to stick a little keto, not a lot keto, a little keto. That means I'm when I start eating, I eat the proteins and the healthy fats.
Right.
And
Fill
if
up.
I have room left for that piece of bread or that potato, then eat it then. But
Yeah. And so talking really quick about the calorie counting, because for me, calorie counting was a thing that I tried for years. And I
it
just
doesn't work.
going through like the pandemic. We had just moved to Florida and we went to eat at this Italian restaurant. And I love telling this story because I was calorie counting, right? And so it was like, 1,000 calories a day that I was allowed to eat. And we get to this Italian restaurant and I had like a quarter of the bowl of pasta and like no bread, and my whole family's sitting there just like pigging out. And it's so hard on your mental health to count calories. And I mean, is that something that you did for a while too?
Oh, I've done everything. Counting calories, that sucks, and not really, because it's not sustainable. So I'm not going to sit there and do that. Weight Watchers, they got smart and made it where you could count points, which is a lot easier than calories.
Right.
But
you
still,
know definitely easier. And I think it kind of sounded better in our heads when Weight Watchers kind of started. And they've redone the Weight Watchers system several times now.
oh yeah.
Every decade it's like there's a new there's like a new version of it. Let's pivot really quickly to talking about statin drugs, because I feel like this is such a hot topic, and with good reason. I want to share with you guys another statistic here. Statin drugs are a class of medication that are taken by millions and millions of people all around the world, but specifically about 22% of Americans over the age of 45. This is about billions of dollars in prescription medications. Now, the number one statin drug, Lipitor, is bringing in about $2 billion. That's atrocious. Now, were you on a statin drug? Are you on a statin drug now? Tell me about that.
I've never been on a statin, but my husband was type 2 diabetic. Okay. Type 2 diabetic for 20 years. He was taking 2,000 milligrams of metformin a day, 2 statins, blood pressure medicine, and 100 units of insulin. And guess what? His A1C never got below 8.5.
Even with all the pills.
Anybody that knows anything about A1Cs and diabetes knows that you got to be under 5.7 to be normal, okay? And not diabetic, not pre-diabetic. 8.5, taking all of that crap. I mean, I don't know if you want me to go into what we did and what happened to him.
Well, yeah, I think so, because I feel like so many of us are on prescription medications, and they say that the average is about 4 per American adult, 4 pills per day. That's just the average. And they're so expensive. They have side effects. And I love telling people, any drug is a drug. And now we have things like weight loss injections that sound
Wow.
better than a drug, but a weight loss injection is still a drug. It still has side effects. So tell us a little bit about your husband. And, he was on all these meds, no results. What happened?
I'm going to go into the statins for a second because
Yeah.
I have my own little thing here about statins. Guys, statins, what their job is to lower your cholesterol. Okay. They decided back in the 70s that cholesterol's horrible for us. All right. And if you lower your cholesterol, you won't have a stroke, you won't have heart attacks. Well, guess what has happened to strokes and heart attacks since the 70s? Up, up, up. Okay, they never went down. It never slowed it down. It didn't do nothing. As a matter of fact, it's probably causing some of them, if not a lot of them.
Right.
Now, cholesterol. When they give you statins, it lowers all of your cholesterol. It lowers your bad cholesterol. It lowers your good cholesterol. Brain cells are made of cholesterol. What are you going to do without that cholesterol?
Right.
Skin cells are made from cholesterol. Okay. Immune cells, cholesterol. Sex hormones are made from cholesterol. Okay. Wonder why my husband's ED went away as soon as we got him off of them medications.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it. Right? But
Vitamin D is
yeah.
made using cholesterol. Why is everybody vitamin D
Right.
deficient?
And it was such a scare tactic at the time. Cholesterol was the thing for everyone to panic and be afraid
Yeah.
of. And then they started saying like, no fats, no, it was just crazy. Keep going.
That is it. And then doctors say cholesterol's bad for you. Baloney. Guys, start doing your own research and you'll learn a lot more. Don't just go into the doctor. I love this because we get on TikTok and we talk about our system, and ours is a totally natural plant-based product. And we
Yep.
talk about it, and the first question is, what's in it? And what can it do for my body?
And always the next question is it going to interact with my medications?
Right. How many medications are you on? And did you ever ask your doctor that same question? Because that would have been a great question to ask them.
Guys, your doctor, think about it like this. Your doctor, most of them don't even have to take a credit hour of nutrition in medical school. What? They don't even have to take more than a credit hour, some of them. Like, that baffles me when nutrition is like 90% what what we should be focusing on. And I don't know, it's just kind of crazy to think that your doctor would know everything.
Right.
So you got to shift that mindset. Not saying your doctors are not knowledgeable, of course, but you want to be mindful of what they're telling you and why. Right.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, guys, if it's all about getting you on medication, you need to know what's in that stuff and what it's going to do for you. A lot of these, like they say, go on metformin if you're a type 2 diabetic. I want you to go to pdr.net and type in metformin. And one of the worst side effects is insulin resistance. Guys, guess what causes diabetes?
Lucky guess, right?
Insulin resistance.
And with metformin, it's kind of scary. One of the things that we don't do, just like Cindi said, we don't go to websites that can show us exactly the side effects or the adverse reactions of a drug that we're taking. We just it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. You take these pills,
Right.
metformin. They put me on metformin for 2 years. I had really bad GI problems, which is really, really common with metformin.
Yeah.
Anyone else struggling with PCOS, they're going to pop you on metformin in 2 seconds. That's the number one. But it has side effects. It has really bad side effects. So
instead of telling you, Britt, if you would intermittent fast, you can change everything.
And Cindi, let me ask you, why would your doctor push pills versus not?
That's a really good one, right? I mean, do you guys really think that the money doesn't come down? You follow the money, you'll know the answer.
I mean, but it's like we just have blinders on.
Yeah. Well, that's the part I love. They'll ask me, and they know going in, this is a totally natural plant-based product, but they'll ask me what's in it and is it going to affect their medications? Did you ever? You need to ask your doctor that.
Yeah. We're so quick to ask what is in something natural, but we never ask what's in our drugs.
No. And those are the things that are going to hurt your liver, your pancreas, your whatever. Carl took Trulicity. I know a lot of you guys that are diabetics know what Trulicity is. He was on it for like 2 years, and all of a sudden he started getting these cramps that were so just doubling over.
No way.
Trulicity, oh yeah, Trulicity hurt his
Well,
pancreas,
that's
and that's what happens.
publicity. And
Yeah.
well, my dad started losing a bunch of weight in his face. And what I didn't know at the time was that Trulicity was exactly the same thing as a weight loss injection like Ozempic.
Uh-huh.
Had no idea that they were the same thing, but we kept thinking like, man, he's really not looking great. And it was that shot.
Right.
Wow. So tell me about, your husband. He was on some statin meds. Then what happened when you guys started on, this path that you're on now? Oh, there's some photos. Oh, I love that.
Okay, so there's Carl right there before the system. And once we got on it, it took us 8 months to get him off the metformin, off of 2 statins, off of the blood pressure medicine, and he's down to 32 units of insulin. Well, he doesn't have a totally working pancreas. He will always have to take insulin. But look at the fella, 46 pounds, and he is keeping this weight off with 0 problems.
That's night and day. And for many people, something like that is life and death. I mean,
ED totally went away. 8 months to get him off the medications and to reverse the erectile dysfunction. Guys, if you're having these problems, get the hell off the medications and it'll reverse itself, okay? One more good picture here. There's Carl and me, November 2022.
wow.
And here we are now.
Wow. So, I mean, guys, look at that. Like, I mean, pictures don't lie, right? People,
No.
doctors lie, big pharma lies,
Doctors lie. Yeah, that's the truth.
results don't lie, right? Okay, so tell me a little bit about, what you've been taking. How does it work? I know that my whole family is doing the same thing Cindy's doing, but everyone kind of does it differently. The cool thing is everything's customizable, and I love that. So tell me about what you guys have been doing.
Yeah, we use the Feel Great system, and this stuff, that was such a good name for it. We have such a laugh in my lives about people like, I feel great. Oh yeah, good name, huh?
Okay, I have to tell you something. I have to be honest with you. I could not stand the name for the first like 3 months because I felt like it was so
Corny.
cheesy. I was just like, what? Why would they name it something? Like, you had this amazing product that like Cleveland Clinic is like raving about. I literally don't understand why they would name it the Feel Great system, but literally it does exactly what the name implies. Feel
Right.
great. It's not feel
Right.
mediocre, feel okay. Like, you feel great, and I get why they named it that, but I hated it for the first few months, not gonna lie to you.
Too funny. So, I mean, that's it. It is a totally natural plant-based product. You drink one in the morning, you drink the other 2, one before each meal, and that is it. It adds fiber into your diet. Guys, I want you to think about what you eat on a day-to-day basis and how much fiber are you getting?
Oh, literally, I can tell you the statistic. 5% of us are meeting daily fiber requirements.
5%. That's really sad. And that's because they took all the fiber out of our food.
Wait, no. So why did they do that?
So you can eat all day, for God's sakes. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, because think about it, fiber fills you up, right? And if you're not getting that fiber, you're just going to keep being hungry. And then what are you going to do? You're going to go out and blow more money on food, right?
Exactly.
Which is making big food more money.
Exactly. And what I want you guys to do too, okay, this is a good one. So you got big food and you have big pharma, big food, Kellogg's, whatever, all of them, Procter and Gamble, all them big food companies. I want you to Google who are the stockholders in big food and who are the stockholders in big pharma. And
I'm not sure I want to know. Oh man.
I bet you already know.
Well, I mean, I have some ideas, but I feel like it is kind of overwhelming when you finally realize that it's just a handful of companies, a handful of, people making all of the decisions pretty much
That's
about
right.
your food and your health.
That's right. Why do you think, guys, that in all of the countries, Europe, Mexico, you are not allowed to put high fructose corn syrup in the food. There's
Mhm.
lots of countries that have banned that crap because it is addictive. It is made in a laboratory. It's not good for your health. Oh, in the good old USA, though, hun, we can eat it. Oh, yes, it's
Oh,
in everything.
it's
Bread,
encouraged.
Ritz
Encouraged.
crackers, pickles. Do you know what's in pickles?
Did you just say it was in pickles?
Yeah, take
Stop
a
it
look
right
at
now.
sweet pickles. It is in it.
Stop it right now. Okay, I didn't
I
know.
had the hardest time finding sweet pickles without that crap in it.
I did not know the pickle thing. I couldn't even have guessed the pickle thing, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
I
But
check
you're right.
everything now.
The food is higher in calories. It's higher in sodium. It's higher in additives. It's higher in preservatives. It's higher in GMOs and pesticides. It's higher in every single thing that's bad and lower in every single thing that's good, like fiber.
Yeah.
So talk about, if you wouldn't mind, the fiber that you're taking. Is it a fiber supplement? What makes it different from just your traditional, on the counter, over the
Well,
counter fiber?
our fibers have 7 different soluble and insoluble fibers in it. So it
Okay.
attacks it all. You drink it, it coats your stomach. It gets really thick really fast. So you want to drink it pretty fast. And when you start eating 5 or 10 minutes later, this food gets coated by all this fiber. And guys, now the cholesterol and the carbohydrates are in this barrier. They cannot get right into your bloodstream. So, what's going to happen? Not only that, but your belly's half full. You're going to eat half as much food, you're going to lose weight. Your sugars are going down, your cholesterol's going down because they're not going right into your bloodstream. They can get used and discarded instead of going right into your bloodstream like they do when there's no fiber.
So essentially, what you're doing with this is you're front loading your fiber and then, consuming your meals just like you normally would. It's basically giving your body time. It's giving your body time to do what it needs to do and lower some of those, glucose numbers, insulin numbers, etc.
Right.
Wow. Okay. So, Cindi, I know that you have a website that people can check this out, but can they work with you directly one-on-one
Oh
if they?
yeah, that's a really awesome thing is when you pick a person to order from. Like if you pick Britt and you order with Britt, or if you order with me, we're going to be your coaches. We're here. You can call us, you can text us, you can whatever. You'll have all that information to do all of them things, and you also get the best price. So you get 25% cheaper if you use our codes, and that's every time, not just a one-time buy.
And what's also really cool is, like, I feel like most of the health programs that I have tried in the past, they literally, this is what happened. Like, it's like when you buy a health product from a store or on Amazon or whatever it is, there's no one to ask, like, if you have questions. You know what I mean? Like, you can't call Amazon and be like, am I doing this right? No. Like, when you have a one-on-one connection with somebody that's been there, that knows what you're supposed to do, like, it makes it 10 times easier for you to be successful.
Mhm.
I feel like the thing that I like the most about using this system is that you can implement this with everything else that you're trying to do. For example, healthy eating, right? That's a learned skill. That's certainly not a skill that we're all going to wake up tomorrow and be super healthy eaters. I wish that was the case, but it's just not, right? So in the meantime, while your body is desperately needing that good nutrition, this is helping fill some of those gaps for you. It's also easy to implement, adding in, exercise if that's something you're into. But not everyone is, not everyone is an exercise person. Not everyone is somebody that's going to, eat healthy right out of the gate. So I feel like it's helping you stay consistent, which I didn't have in any of the other things that I've tried in the past. I don't know about you. Okay. And so a couple more questions here that I kind of want to dive in. So that being said, can the average person actually get healthy again? And how do they do it? What do they need to do other than maybe supplementing like we've started doing? Because you're just not getting what you need, guys, in the current, food that you're eating.
there's so many things. Processed foods have to go. I mean, you need to quit eating processed foods. Guys, if don't ask me what's in my product if you're eating chemicals in your cupcakes or.
That's so good. That's
um,
so good.
it's the truth. And processed foods, get rid of them.
Yeah,
Intermittent fasting, that is number one. We
yeah.
were meant to eat that way. If you think about it, they used to hunt, feast and famine constantly. And that's the way you're supposed to eat, not this
So,
stuff where you eat constantly.
so did you snack growing up?
Oh my gosh. Well, I know a lot of people don't, but I was from a family with 5 kids. Mom would make popcorn every night. We'd sit and eat the popcorn.
Yeah,
But back when I was a kid, you came home from school, you were outside till dinner time. So there were no
right,
snacks there.
right,
Okay.
right.
Um,
Yeah,
but the only snacks we got were like popcorn at night or things like that.
and just the frequency that we're eating, the amount of food that we're
I
eating, all
never got soda though. We weren't allowed to have soda.
right. Me neither. My parents would be like, water, water, that's it. Okay. I was so mad because we'd go to restaurants and they would order a soda and they'd
Yeah.
order me water, and I just would always felt, jaded by that. But anyway, I'm really glad they did it because I was never addicted to soda until much later. But regardless, yeah, I feel like the average person, when we're surrounded by food, just like what you were saying, the food is toxic. The food's not what it needs to be. I feel like we mentally just kind of give up and we just feel like this is how it's going to be forever. This is what I'm going to have to deal with. That's how I felt. I kind of just felt hopeless.
Right.
Uh,
We talk about this a lot. I'm going to show it to
yeah,
you when I find it. Hang on a
take
second.
your time. Take your time.
Okay. So there's an app. Well, I need to go back. Okay, hang on a minute. Hang on.
No, you're fine. You're fine. And, it's so common to have those feelings of, I just can't do this, right?
Oh, I did that wrong. Okay. So, this is kind of hard to see. It's called Trash Panda.
I've heard of this.
It's called Trash Panda. It looks like this little raccoon guy. And if you put this on your phone or on your tablet, when you go to the store, all you have to do is scan the food. Just
Okay.
scan it. And it'll tell you if there's artificial sweeteners in there, if there's wood pulp in there. It'll tell you whether or not it's okay to eat.
That's
So
crazy. And
that's a really good app.
that's kind of scary. I mean, but in a good way. I mean, I feel like we need things like that. And truthfully, I was talking to somebody about this earlier today, but one of the issues right now for, families and people getting healthy in general, one of the obstacles kind of working against us is the cost. And like when you go to the grocery store, the cheaper food is bad for you and the expensive food is good for you. How do you navigate that?
Well, there's a lot of ways. First of all, you got to think about okay, so you buy a chicken and you buy it with all the hormones and all that shit in it. And it's 10 cents cheaper. Seriously, 50 cents more for one with no growth hormones. I mean, it's worth it.
Right.
Okay. You have to do what's best for your health because in the long run, you're going to pay for those choices.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you don't think about that. And I feel like a lot of people just don't know that antibiotics are used so heavily in growth hormones and pesticides.
I saw a show the other day about antibiotics. They're not going to work on anybody because they put so many in the chickens and in the animals when they're growing because they're in them damn pens. It's gross. It's really gross.
One of my favorite statistics that I literally, whenever I tell people this, they don't believe me, but I read it in a book called The Dorito Effect. And basically it was saying that if we grew our babies at the same rate that we grow our chickens now, like our factory farmed chickens, by 3 months, the baby would weigh 660 pounds.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah.
I
So
lost.
you guys got to think about that when you're buying
What are they
chickens.
killing the chickens with? Someone, tell us these things.
What is it doing? What are those growth hormones doing to your children? Those
Oh,
cute little girls I saw. What are they doing to them?
absolutely, absolutely. And but my cute little girls, well, they love Kraft mac and cheese, which is like, full of
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
toxic stuff, right? And so, but for so many families, it's so much cheaper just to buy the box of Kraft mac and cheese. So it's really unfortunate, that we're kind of all having to go up against a
Quit
battle.
being lazy, guys. You could buy the macaroni and make it your damn self.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like we really have lost an art of cooking. And
Yes.
that's something that I'm pretty passionate about. I really like to cook. I'm not sure that I'm the best cook, but I enjoy cooking, and I feel like we don't use enough like whole foods. Whatever kind of diet you're on, there's just not enough of whole foods. Everything is just highly processed. So,
Right.
what's another, thing that you would say would be like your top advice for someone to get healthy? What's something that you just feel like if you could tell them one thing, what is it?
Start the feel great system. I'm sorry, this has changed our lives. My husband, me, my kids, our kids, my daughter-in-laws. It has changed our lives. My aunts, my uncles. I mean, I've gotten it out to my whole family, and they're reversing. They're getting off of the pharmaceuticals. This system will help you. I would have said intermittent fasting, but I never could have done it without the feel great system. So, guys.
So true. It's so true. I mean, literally, Unamate helps you feel full. Again, that's the type of tea that's part of the system. It helps you feel full so you don't feel starving. And it also helps you feel happy and
Yeah.
relaxed so you don't feel hangry and want to like bite someone's head off because you haven't eaten. It's helping, with calorie control and things like that as well. So it's just the way that the system goes together in conjunction with diet and exercise and timing and fasting and just everyday life. That's the part that I feel like is so beneficial. So many people are seeing success with this protocol because of how easy it is to implement, which is why we just can't shut up about it, honestly. But,
Exactly.
so Cindi, you're not only helping people with their health, right? Cindi, this is what she does full time. She coaches people about how to use this system, about how to get healthy again, one-on-one every single day. But she's also now helping people build a business, build an income, right? That's sustainable long term. That's huge to me. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, this system is really cool because, like, if you sign up under me and you love it and you start losing weight, you get off them pharmaceuticals, and now your aunt and uncle and your brothers and sisters want to know what the hell are you doing? You
They
look
all want to
good.
do it, and they're going to ask. I'm not.
They are going to ask. And then you say, well, I'm using this system. And they're like, I want to try it. So
Yeah.
now they get on it. And every month when they order, you get $10 off of your order. So if you have, 15 people under you, they're paying for your products every month. But here's the cool thing. Then you get 5, 6 people. I'm going to be calling you. Hello, hey Brittany. Wow,
Right.
you are kicking it, man. You need to become a distributor. And
So easy. And
yeah,
honestly, working from home, I mean, come on. Like done, right? Done.
yeah.
And so tell everyone a little bit about the price of the system. If someone wants to go ahead and get started today, how much does it cost?
You know what? This stuff costs $5.13 a day. Now, I love that because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm on a fixed income. I can't afford $154 a month. Okay. But do you drink Starbucks every day? Yeah. Do you eat chips or candy or drink sodas throughout the day? Well, yeah, that's food. That's my food.
And you said that Carl drank like 6
Yeah.
sodas a day. I mean, how much
Now
is
you
that?
do the math. Okay.
Right.
And do you eat 3 full meals a day?
That's true.
Yes. So on this system, I don't snack anymore. I don't buy Starbucks anymore. I eat 2 meals a day. I can't afford to quit taking this stuff because if I do, my food bill's going to double. Easy.
Literally.
Yeah.
And then all your health problems kind of come back. I mean, that's kind of the
Yeah.
question that people always ask, how long do I have to do this? Well, I love the mow the yard example. I mean, that's the one I use, but it's like you mow your yard. If you don't mow it, it's going to grow right back. Like all the things you have going on in your body, if this is able to get you on a path where some of those things are not happening anymore, then, If you stop, it makes sense that those things are going to, pop up again. Cindi, I just think you're so genuine in trying to help people. What do you see as your mission with not only this system and this business, but like what do you want to see people know about weight loss and change in their health journey?
I think the biggest thing is that if you're really ready to change your life and if you really want to be healthy, you try this. This company is so sure that it will work for you. It guarantees it for 90 days. You can buy it, use it for 90 days, and then call them and tell them it didn't do what you thought it would do, and they will give you back every penny. So,
Guys, that rarely happens. Like
yeah.
I just, I don't think that I've had someone yet call me and say, "Yo, I'm not happy," if it's followed correctly. So I
I've
just,
had a couple of people stop, okay, and get
yeah,
their money back. And it didn't take 2 months, and they were calling me and asking if they could come back. And they were back.
there
Okay.
you go. Exactly. It's like once you start and you start feeling good again, you start feeling healthy again. It's like your body and your mind really go to a place of like, okay, if I stop this, and people do sometimes, they're like, well, I might want to go back to that because I felt so good. Literally,
Exactly.
you just feel great. Um,
Yep.
Cindi, I just want to say thank you for coming on tonight. I feel like this was really, really good information for people that are either trying to get healthy, don't know where to start, are worried about their weight loss journey. It's a new year, and I feel like maybe some people out there have been struggling with their weight loss and they needed to hear your story. And tell everyone one more time, how much weight have you lost?
I've
And
lost 131 pounds. I've been on this system for 15 months. You showed a picture, but I'm going to show the best one because
yes,
it's shocking to me, even to me, to look at these pictures.
I bet you don't really recognize yourself.
I don't. I mean, I don't even look like that anymore.
That's
And
amazing.
keep in mind, now, Britt, what are you? How old are you, Britt? In your
30.
30s?
Can you believe
Yeah,
that? I'm getting
30.
old.
She's a flipping baby, okay?
It
I'm
makes me feel
60,
better about it.
66 years old, guys. It worked for Brittany. It
Yeah.
worked for me. It works for my kids in their 40s. It worked for my aunt and my uncle. I mean, we have people as old as like 90 something on this.
You know what's so crazy? We have people that are really old. We have people that are really young, like teenagers. And there's even a group of people that give like balance to their dogs. There's like a whole subset of to their dogs. I just think that's wild. Okay, let's take a look at this photo here.
We talked about giving it to our dog. We have one that's a little, we call him Fatty. He has a hard time getting on the chairs now. But
Oh,
look at these arms, guys. Look at this face.
yeah.
These are crazy.
Tell me,
Now,
how did you feel? How do you feel when you look at that picture?
ugh.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to believe. And it's funny because I got that picture only because my aunt came to visit and she took that damn picture. I didn't let anybody take pictures of me like that.
And that's so relatable. Just the feeling like when you're not healthy, when you're not your best self, you don't want to be in photos. And
No.
that's so frustrating. And I've experienced that, from time to time as well. Just, having my girls, they're toddlers, but I want them to have photos of me, but I didn't feel like my best self. So taking a photo was, not my favorite thing,
Right.
you know? And I feel like that's so many people can relate to that.
Oh, definitely.
Um, Cindi, you're awesome. And what you're doing out there every single day, Cindy's literally waking up, not not stopping to talk, right, about anything else but this. This is everything because she knows what it's done for her and her whole family. Guys, if you're hesitant, don't be. Let her story, push you to where you need to be. The cool thing is you have Cindi, you have myself, someone else as your one-on-one coach to kind of get you through, help you figure it out. But I feel like, between the meds and the food and the weight loss and the shots and everything's just gotten so, so complicated. And honestly, that's really one of the main reasons that I feel like we wake up every single day and we do this because we really care about people and actually making a change. It's not just, one person, one person, one person. This is going to be a massive scale. And I just I love that we both have that same vision. I'm just so excited. So guys, Thank you so much, Cindi. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to go ahead and hop off. I know everyone's got tons of things to do tonight, I'm sure, and get some rest. But thank you so much. Seriously.
Thank you for inviting me. It was fun.
Oh, man. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and hop off. This will be posted everywhere you can stream podcast in the next few days. And we hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Bye.